Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make chicken Florentine. It's a really delicious, very fast and easy dish to put together. You can serve this over mashed potatoes, pasta, or rice. Now chicken Florentine are like chicken cutlets. They're golden brown and then they're served in a creamy sauce with spinach. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to bring you over here and let's get our chicken started. All right, we are using 2 large chicken breasts that are boneless, skinless. And what we're going to do is cut these in half lengthwise so we can make cutlets out of them. Now, I'm just going to be putting some gloves on. I like using these gloves. People ask me about these gloves all the time. And this is what they are. They're disposable nitrile gloves. They come 100 pieces to a box and you can get different sizes. I use the large. And you can find these in my Amazon store, linked down below in the description box, or you can go to catherinesplates.com and find them in my store there. All right, so I'm going to take a large, sharp knife. I'm going to take my chicken breast, and we're going to find the center, and then we're just going to slice through it. I'm going to hold on to it and go slow. Make sure you're going right in the center. There we go. So just take the chicken breast, lay it flat, hold on to it with your hand, take your knife, and then just drag it through very carefully, keeping it centered. All right, until you get 4 pieces. All right, we're going to be done with the gloves. Just pull them inside of each other. Okay, what we're going to do now is thin these out and make sure that they're all the same size going across. That way they cook evenly. So I'm going to take a sheet of plastic wrap, lay it over the chicken. I like to do 2 sheets. And another sheet for the bottom. There we go. I'm going to take a meat mallet and I'm going to thin out my chicken breast. And then just make sure they're all the same thickness all the way through. Let's say about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, those are looking really good. All right. We're just going to take that plastic wrap off now. And then just toss that. All right, in a large skillet, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Maybe a little bit more. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of some cooking oil. That looks good. Now, before I turn that on, I am going to create a dredge, and it's just a light flour dredge for our chicken cutlets. So I'm just using a pie plate because it's really easy to get your chicken in and dredge it. And I've got about 1/2 cup of flour. And then we're going to start seasoning this up. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm just going to put a little bit of smoked paprika in, 1/4 teaspoon. All right, I'm just going to take my fork, blend this together. You can season this any way you want. Chicken Florentine is just a very simple, easy dish, but it's full of flavor, and it's whatever you put in it that makes that flavor. We're going to get our skillet onto a medium heat. And then we're going to bring the butter and the oil to a sizzle. Now, as that's happening, we're going to come over here to our chicken breast. Now, I'm going to do these 2 at a time. That way I don't overcrowd the pan. Because you want these to get nice and golden brown and get a nice sear on them. So I'm going to take my chicken breast cutlet. I'm going to place it into my flour mixture, pat it down, make sure it's coated very well. Whoop, got the fan going on, so it's blowing my flour. All right, pat it down. That looks good. Let's place the first one in, shake off any excess. And we'll get the other one floured and get that in. You want to be quick with these so they cook the same time. There we go. Now these are going to cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on one side until it's nice and golden brown and about halfway cooked up the sides, and then we'll flip it over and then cook it again until it's nice and golden brown on the back side. Now you can see that it's starting to turn white around the edges. That's good. That's when we want to start turning these over. Yeah. All right, we're going to cook these another 3 minutes probably. Now keep an eye on them so you don't burn them. Move them around. Just keep it on that medium heat. I'm just going to check the internal temperature, make sure that we're over 165. And as you can see, we're good. We're going to remove these. Oh yeah, that looks really good. We're going to place them onto a plate. All right, we're going to cook the other two. All right, I removed the pan from the burner just to cool it down just a little bit, and then I put it back on. We're going to go ahead and dredge our other two chicken cutlets and then put it into the pan and finish these off. Now these are going to be a little darker because the oil and the butter are a little darker in the pan. Just keep it on that medium heat though so you don't overcook your chicken. It'll make it too tough. Take that out. I'm going to turn off the burner for a minute. We're going to take some foil and we're going to cover our chicken. Keep it nice and warm. Then we'll set this off to the side and start making that cream sauce. Back into our skillet, we're going to turn it on to medium heat. We just wanted to cool it down just a little bit so that when we add our garlic, it doesn't go burning everywhere on you. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Try not to get the juice if you're using a jar. We want to keep all the juices in the pan because you know that's flavor. We're just going to cook this for 30 seconds and we're going to get some chicken broth. And we're going to add in a 1/4 cup. All right, deglaze your pan. And deglaze your pan just means scrape up all the bits from the bottom, incorporate it into that chicken broth, which I'm going to add another 1/4 cup. So we're going to do 1/2 cup. All right, we're going to stir in 1½ cups of heavy cream. Okay, we're going to raise the heat to a medium high. We want to bring this to a boil. Now if you don't have heavy whipping cream, you can use 1/2 and 1/2 or you can use regular milk. Now it's not going to thicken up as much as if you used heavy whipping cream. So if you're using the milk and the 1/2 and 1/2, you can make a cornstarch slurry by just adding a tablespoon of cornstarch to a little bit of water, mix it up together and then pour that into your dish. That'll help thicken it, kind of like if you were doing the heavy whipping cream. All right, we're going to go ahead now and start flavoring this with some Italian seasoning. And then what we're going to do is taste it to see if we need any extra salt or pepper before we finish this dish off. So we're going to give that a stir. And I'm almost guaranteeing you we're going to need some salt. So let's get a spoon, dunk it in. Yep, we're going to need some salt, probably a 1/4 teaspoon. There we go. And I'm going to add some black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon. Get that mixing. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. All right, we're going to add in 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to turn this down to a medium low That way we can let it simmer. There we go. I always overfill everything. That's the best way to cook, right? All right, we're going to stir this in. Oh yeah, look at how thick that sauce is. Nice and creamy. We're going to add some spinach to it. Fresh spinach, about 6 ounces. It'll cook down. Oh yeah. Now anytime I add spinach or a vegetable to a dish that's already been seasoned, I'm going to add a little bit more salt. Let's find out. There it is. We're going to mix this all together until we get that spinach nice and wilted. All right, we're going to bring our chicken back over. We're going to place it in the sauce. Just lay it right on top. Just going to take some of that sauce and spinach, place it over the chicken. We're going to let it simmer. All right, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of butter. And we'll just stir that in. Once that butter's melted, this is done. Turn off your burner. What do y'all think of my chicken Florentine? I'm going to show you what we're going to serve it with. Okay, I am serving it over mashed potatoes, which will really be delicious with that creaminess from this chicken Florentine. So, let's go for a bite. Oh, that was so tender. Yes. Look at how tender that is. That's delicious. That chicken is so tender. And it's got that delicious flavor. Y'all know I took those mashed potatoes out of a Bob Evans container from my store, doctored them up with some salt, pepper, butter, some heavy whipping cream, heated that up in a pan. You know, why go through all that trouble of making homemade mashed potatoes when it's super hot out there? Just heat some up. All right, y'all, give me a thumbs up on this one. It's very delicious. It's very easy to make, very fast to put together. You can have it done in lickety-split. All right, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. All right, I'll see y'all on the next episode. You don't even need a knife. It cuts really easy.